So I went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth tonight. And I hate to report back, this movie sucked balls. This was aggressively bad. This was let me collect myself here because I feel like I need to warn people about how bad this movie is. I will be completely non-spoiler, don't worry, until later on. If I get into spoilers, I'll let you know. This movie fucking sucked. This was so bad. Whew, okay, so let me get into it. Tonight at Cinemark, the secret movie was the new Jurassic World, Jurassic World Rebirth. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. In my humble opinion, Jurassic Park is maybe the best blockbuster ever made. Like, it's certainly in the conversation as one of the best blockbusters ever made. This abomination of a film, I'm offended by it. I'm very. First of all, let me just start by this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Never in my life, in watching any movies, have I ever been annoyed by Scarlett Johansson. She's perfect. ScarJo, sign me up. Scarlett Johansson can do no wrong. She was annoying as fuck in this movie. Every single character in this movie was annoying as fuck, to be fair. These characters sucked. I wanted them all to die. And you think, like, watching a Jurassic Park movie, like, if the movie's making you want them to die, then you're going to get to see them die. Way too many of these people survive. Way too many people. They almost all like, there's a big group of people that survive, and they shouldn't have all survived. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, the story. Let me give you a synopsis. I won't go into spoilers. Let me give you a synopsis though. So you know how, like, dinosaurs have been roaming the earth or whatever after the last couple of movies. They pretty much all died off except for this one little area in the equator where they can survive. And that area is, like, sectioned off. You are not allowed to go there. But this, like, big pharma dude, there's certain dinosaurs. I don't even know if they fully explain what diseases they're trying to cure, but they gotta get blood samples from three specific live dinosaurs. Just so happens one of them is a flying dinosaur, air. One of them lives on land, and then the other one is a sea. So it's like, wow, we got air, land, and sea. Okay. Already pretty dumb. I don't even know what diseases these. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if they really talk about what diseases they're even trying to fucking cure. So yeah, they go there. Along the way, there's also this dad who has his two daughters, and one of the daughters, like, teenage boyfriends, that are on a boat for, like, a one last, fucking trip across the Atlantic. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's some family trip, okay? There's something that happens where they crash. They kind of, like, mix in kind of with the big pharma people, and then they have to try to survive on this island. That's the whole movie. Whatever. It's a pretty convoluted story, and I'm not kidding you. They take, at minimum, 45 minutes minimum of exposition. The first, like, 45 minutes of this movie is nothing but exposition. Just telling you what they're doing, why they're doing this. And it is so fucking boring. So this island that they're on is, I mean, in this they say this in the trailers. It was like this experimental island where they were mixing DNA, and these are like the reject, like hybrid dinosaurs. I'm not kidding you. Like, I want to warn you. There's like this movie's lacking in dinosaurs. It's basically just all like weird monsters. Okay, like minor spoiler, but I think you should know this. There is only 10 seconds of Velociraptor. 10 seconds. I'm not exaggerating on that. There's 10 seconds of Velociraptors. The rest of the movie, besides like one T-Rex scene, which the T-Rex is like the size of Godzilla when he get that big, I don't know. But the rest of the dinosaurs, for the most part, are just like these weird, ugly, dumb looking creatures. Mutants, monsters. They aren't dinosaurs. Those aren't dinosaurs. They're just fucking weird, mutated monsters. Ugh. God, it was so fucking bad. Okay. Also, let me add, no practical effects. If you're like me, I mean, if you are a lover of cinema, if you are a lover of, the Jurassic Park franchise, or at least what it used to be, I would think that you like practical effects, something that's tangible, something that's textured, something that you could reach out and touch. None of that. It's all CGI. It's all CGI, and it's not even really good CGI. The original Jurassic Park dinosaurs look more real than whatever the fuck this shit is. Just saying. Where do I go from here? These characters are the dumbest fucking characters. I mean, I could have possibly imagined. These characters are really dumb. I was at least grateful, that I'm not looking at Chris Pratt. I was like, oh, okay, at least Chris Pratt's not here. But these characters, anytime that there's an opportunity for them to make a stupid decision, they make a stupid decision. So then it's like, when there's any type of moment of tension, you're not really rooting for them because you're like, yeah, you fucking idiots. No wonder you're in the situation. You did this to yourselves. I wanted every character in this movie to die. And let me tell you, not enough of these people die. They're all deserving of death, and far too many of them survive. Okay, I'm gonna get into spoilers right now. I'm getting into spoilers. Really, honestly, I think you should just stick around and listen to the spoilers because you shouldn't see this movie. This movie is a waste of your money. If you like good movies, if you're like a really like soft-brained person that doesn't like think about logic while watching movies, then go see this movie. You'll like it. But if you like think logically about movies, if you're like, wait, how'd this happen? If this or what, or how do we get from here to there? Like, don't see this. It doesn't make sense. I promise you, it doesn't make sense. Okay, spoilers. Well, this isn't really a spoiler, but let me tell you about the product placement in this movie. We got M&Ms, we got Snickers, we got Doritos, we got Lay's, we got Altoids, and it's heavy-handed. It is very in your face. This stuff to the point. Okay, so for example, I mean, this whole movie takes place on this secret island where they were doing all these secret experiments, a secret DNA mutations or whatever. Okay. So the end of the movie, they end up at the big secret lab where they were doing all this shit. This big like secret base. There's a whole scene with one of these like mutant dinosaurs. They're trying to recreate the kitchen scene from the original Jurassic Park, but with one of these like mutant dinosaurs inside of a convenience store. Why is there a convenience store on a secret dino engineering DNA laboratory base? Why is there a convenience store? Why are we in a convenience store? Why is there a convenience store? I'll tell you why. So they can show you all the chips that are on the shelves. So they can show you all the candy that's on the shelves. These people are hiding from a weird mutated dinosaur in this convenience store that's on a random fucking island on a secret DNA mixing laboratory base. That's logical, right? That makes sense why there's a convenience store there. Also, they at one point they go into a fucking ancient temple. You know, you've seen in the trailers. They get attacked by this giant pterodactyl thing inside of this ancient temple. They recognize that they're in an ancient temple, but there's no explanation for the ancient temple. Why? Why is there an ancient temple? We don't know. Also, okay, in that scene, oh my god. The scene prior to them going into this thing, they're like down in this big like grass field. Oh wait, I gotta talk about that too. I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna get back to the ancient temple. They have to get, some DNA from these big like brontosaurus type things with these long fucking like snake tail things. It's just like a weird hybrid of a brontosaurus, like a long neck, Land Before Time. They're in this big giant grass, like really tall grass field, and there's nothing to be around. But then they start standing up, like these giant brontosauruses start like standing up as if the grass was tall enough to shield our view from these ginormous animals laying down on them. And then they stand up, and I'm not kidding, they borderline almost have sex. Like these dinosaurs are just like wrapping their tails around each other. They're all snuggling up. They're really getting into the mood, and it's like, you should get out of here before they start mounting each other. It just, I don't know, it was just very sensual. It was very sensual. And they collect the DNA, they get the blood or whatever, and then they look up at these big like plateaus, and they're like, okay, now we got to go up there because they got to get the pterodactyl weird bird thing's blood. And they're like, oh, we got to go up. And then the next scene that you see them, they're like up there on the edge of the cliff. How the fuck did they get up there? How'd they get up there? And then they're up there, and then they have to rappel down to get into the place to get the blood from one of these eggs, which is inside of an ancient temple. Okay. So they do that, and then like one of the characters, something happens where his like rope, he's like hanging on the side of the cliff, and his rope gets cut, and he falls, and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna die. No. He hits a bunch of giant leaves. Giant leaves that like, break his fall. and he lands on the ground kind of like safely, no broken bones or anything. And then the rest of the crew comes out of, like, I'm not kidding, like, just this entrance to the ancient temple, like on the side of the mountain that's like stairs. It's like they took the stairs down. And like by the time that the guy got up, like he fell down and like got up, and they were there exiting through the ancient temple stairwell. God, I hated this movie. Like, I can't tell you how many times I rolled my eyes. Also, all these fucking characters are constantly yelling each other's names. I can't remember any of their names, but they were constantly yelling them to each other, and they were constantly just yelling in general. It's like, are you trying to survive? Because I'm pretty sure the more you yell, the more dinosaurs or mutated dinosaurs are coming after you. They're all fucking idiots. I'm so mad at this movie. I'm so mad that this movie made me frustrated with Scarlett Johansson. I love Scarlett Johansson. She's a perfect human being. I mean, just she's flawless. She's beautiful. Hasn't aged a day in the past 30 years. But man, was she vapid in this movie. And don't even get me started on the big bad mutated thing at the end. Okay, it looks like a you know what, like the Rancor from Star Wars Return of the Jedi, like kind of that mixed with like a xenomorph that's super big, and it was so dumb looking. It was just so dumb. What have these movies become? What? How did we get here? How did we get from like, hey, look, wouldn't it be cool if like dinosaurs were here? Oh my god, the majesty, the humility that you feel when you see dinosaurs. Now we're just at like these weird mutated monsters. That's not why I am a fan of this series. I'm glad Chris Pratt wasn't in this shit, but like this was a misfire. They need to just go back to the basics. People trying to survive with dinosaurs. Not mutated dinosaurs, not hybrid dinosaurs, just dinosaurs. What they need to do is make a fucking period piece from the 90s and have the movie take place on the same night as the original Jurassic Park and just follow a different character trying to survive that night. Easy. $1 billion. Over $1 billion they'll get for that. But this was garbage. This was some of the worst writing ever. I could go on and on and on about how unlikable all these characters are. The child character, dumb. The little family that's trying to survive on here, dumb. The one girl's boyfriend, super dumb. Nothing. He's just there for comedic relief, and he is so cringe. I'm sorry for ranting this long. This was just a really, as a Jurassic Park fan, which I hate to say that I'm a Jurassic Park fan because I haven't liked a Jurassic Park movie in the last 4 movies. But like what the fuck are we doing here? Do not go see this movie. If you're going to watch it, wait till it's on streaming. This is not something you need to go see in theaters. Even the best of the action sequences are tedious because you want these people to die. I hated it. I hated this movie. If you like it, that's fine. But I think you're a fucking soft-brained individual that no offense. I think you're dumb if you like this movie. I think you're dumb. That's it. I'm gonna say it. You're dumb if you like this movie. This was a terrible, terrible fucking movie.